Gentlemen, I want to start with the Property Council pushing today, Adam, to say we've got to have lots more people come to Australia because they want a housing boom. Now, we know we've got 1 million unemployed Australians and 6 million only existing on taxpayer welfare support JobKeeper. Surely this is madness.
Well, look, I think it probably is madness, but they do have a point. The government was expecting some 800,000 net overseas migration over the next 3 years, and of course it's more likely to be zero. So that's a huge problem for the property sector, and especially the commercial property sector, which is facing the double whammy, if you like, of not just lower population growth, but also a shift out of CBDs and a shift out of office towers. So it really is a perfect storm. But as you suggest, Peter, I don't think this is a reason to lower our standards on migration or anything like that. I think we have to deal with the reality we've been dealt.
Yeah, but if people come here, Peter Switzer, they've got to have money in their pocket and a job if they're going to buy a house. And if we've got this many plus probably more when JobKeeper eventually ends, Australians unemployed, this is the wrong time.
Yeah, but I think the only argument I would put forward in opposition to you and Adam, and I feel very insecure doing this with the strength of your arguments, but is this is the time where we can actually ask for the best quality immigrants with the biggest amount of money, and we actually allow them in if they're going to A, spend a lot of money, and B, invest a lot of money. Because remember, the population growth is a really important driver of economic growth, which then creates jobs. So I just think there are a lot of people out there at the moment who want to escape Europe, they want to escape Asia, they want to come here. But let's go for the best and make sure they invest a lot of money in this country to create jobs rather than take jobs.
Yeah, but Adam, we have been singing that song for 20 years. I don't believe it. I've seen the issues of some of the people we say are all of this. Best, brightest, got money in their pocket. We know we don't get that. We're told we do. I know for a fact we don't. That's the risk, Adam.
That is true. No, look, I think you're right. I think so far you're right, Peter. We haven't got the very best. Although, just with Peter's point, I mean, he does. certainly Australia's going to be very attractive for the over 60s. Well off over 60s in Europe and North America who don't want to live with the COVID virus. They may be willing to pay many millions of dollars each for a visa to move here. So that is one thing that has now changed. But that said, I don't think that's kind of politically realistic. That's not going to happen. Some sort of boomer visa. So I think. But
just on that. I did some analysis of the recent census data. This is the 2016 census data. Now, we're always told the Chinese immigrant that come here on the significant investor visa class lift participation and they're out there doing the jobs Australians don't do. Well, if you look at the data, they actually have a lower participation rate than the general Australian community. They also have a higher unemployment rate. Now, that doesn't fit with what we're told from government, but if you look at the 2016 census data, as I did for my column on the weekend, it bears it out. So I think this is a real challenge for us. Adam, my concern is that when JobKeeper is wound out, we'll see a big rise in unemployment.
No, look, that's certainly right. It's going to be so hard to wind this back because quite naturally, if it's in place for 6 months as planned, businesses will get used to it. They'll start factoring it in and then suddenly it's gone. They're going to lay off so many people. It's just an absolute minefield. And I really think the government should be, winding it back and paring it back sooner than they currently are.
Peter, just quickly, opening the state borders?
Oh, without a doubt. This is ridiculous, stopping people from travelling, across the borders. Our infection rates are low, our death rates are low. This is premiers just trying to grandstand to make sure nothing goes wrong. But this is really holding back an economy that really needs growth.